Okay, Bula, everybody. I am Tara Matal Campbell from Bennett Mercado Hospitality, based here in Los Angeles. And I am so excited because we have Bart Simpson here from the beautiful Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort in Fiji right now. We also have Ruth here from the tourism board, as well as Struble from Fiji Airways. So we are represented, Bula from one side to the other, all Fiji today. And we're super excited to be able to have you have a little look into the beautiful island and destinations of Fiji. Bart, you want to say a quick hello?
Bula Banaka, to everyone out there, it's a pleasure to have you here. It's also a pleasure to have my esteemed colleagues here from Tourism Fiji and Fiji Airways. It's a lovely 85 degrees and blue sky here. And we miss you all. We can't wait to open again. And we sincerely are here and ready and waiting to welcome you. And the staff are really missing everyone as well. So thank you all.
Wonderful. Well, let's take a look at the Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort. This is a really amazing video to really get you an authentic look of what's going on at the resort. So let's get transported.
Folks, welcome to RepFest. We're at Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort in Fiji in the South Pacific. My name is Bart Simpson, General Manager. We wanted to tell you that around this time, we've been missing everyone, as I'm sure you have. And I know that you're sitting at home today wanting to know a little bit more about this resort. One of the things that we do that's very, very different to other resorts is the way that we look after children. And it's one of the best resorts in the world, and we're very, very well known for that. What we do is we match one-on-one young children with a nanny, and then the older children, 6 to 12, they go into an activities group which is between 4 and 5. Which is why today, I know that you're sitting at home wanting to see some of the things that we do. Apart from iconic scuba diving and snorkeling, we do many, many, many different other things, which is what we're going to show you today. So thank you for being here. Welcome to RepFest, and we're looking forward to seeing you again here at Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort in Fiji.
I've got 2 Fijian boats with 2 different sails made of coconut husk. And now I'm going to put them out in the ocean. Let's see, we're going to start to sail. As you can also see, we teach our children how to weave a basket out of a coconut tree. And also, children that coming over to Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort, this is how we treat them, or this is how we teach them. Even also from same thing that we've done from the village. Our next activity is coconut husking. Son is trying to husk all the coconuts around with the using of a wooden stick. There we go, and this is what we get, a coconut and a coconut husk. My son is gonna open the coconut up. Fresh coconut. So you can see a little shoot from inside. Now we're gonna start scraping the coconut. We're trying to get a fresh coconut juice from here. See coconuts after being scraping, and then you squeeze, and this is where our fresh coconut milk comes from. We've got some fresh milk in it and ready to be used. Thank you. Bula, this is another part of our activities. We also teach our children how to catch a pigeon little house. Bula! Pinaka. Also over here, we show our children that we also have edible food from the ground. Right here, I have sugar cane, and here, papaya, and also we've got guava. And also over here, we have crab trap. You can see coconuts. We use them for bait. And that's what the coconut eat, and that's what we get. Crab. We call these land crab. Also, we do sword carving. You can see, that's how we make it. This is also a fun activity for both girls and boys. At different ages, you can do this. So we come to our favorite place. We call this place tree house. And this is also where kids sit around with their nannies, do weavings, learning how to make a fish, or learning how to make a bird with the use of pandanus leaves. Even also, we make crafts out of coconut leaves, where you can see our hanging flowers. This is our organic garden, and also we have a special program which we call Junior Chef program, and this is where our junior chef came with us for a walk and pick whatever he thinks or she thinks that she's gonna cook for your dinner. I've got beans, tomatoes, even sort of vegetables that we use and cook them up for your dinner. And here, I've got pineapple, lemongrass, green beans growing, even I've got eggplants. This is our greenhouse. Sometimes we plant trees as well. I've got tiki tree, and also I have mahogany, and not the last, sandalwood. My name is Afa. I'm working as a marine biologist here at Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort. Don't worry, if you don't know how to snorkel or dive, we can teach you how to do so, first here at the main pool and then in the ocean. Today I'm going to show you how to plant a coral. So in order for us to plant a coral, we need this. A smiley coral cookie cement, a zip tie, and a coral fragment. So in order to plant this, you need to take this piece of fragment, you put it where between these two holes that you have made on this coral cookie cement, and then you take the zip tie and then you tie it around. There you go. And we've got two types of corals. The only one that we plant is the hard coral because they're the reef building corals. And the other kind we have is the soft coral. This one is known as the spaghetti coral, but unfortunately you cannot have it as a meal. And also we plant corals in order for us to provide homes for these creatures. We have sea star here. Most of you guys might have like the sea star. And we have the cousin of the sea star, which is known as a sea cucumber. They are the ones that's pooping up the sand, which most of you guys would love to play with it. And also we have here is the mushroom coral. So this coral is also known as a razor coral, and you have to be very careful while touching it because it's very sharp. That's why we call it a razor coral. Pinata.
Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing all of those activities. It certainly was fun to make the film, and we can't wait to see you back here at Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort in Fiji.
Perfect. Well, that was amazing, Bart. It was such a great look into the property.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sarah.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and reintroduce
And our children. So.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and reintroduce Ruth from the Fiji Tourism Board, as well as Struble here from Fiji Airways. And let's also look at a Fiji Airways quick video, and then we'll be able to have a quick chance to answer some questions and really be able to interact with you as well. Oh, awesome. I want to get transported now.
Yes, all of us.
We've actually had so much buzz about Fiji as well as Jean-Michel Cousteau throughout this conference. I actually was on a couple, one about family travel and one about traveling with kids, and both were mentioned Jean-Michel Cousteau. Bart, can you talk to us a little bit more, even more about the Kids Club, and is it for all ages? Tell us a little bit more about that.
I mean, look, each child gets paired one-on-one with a nanny, each child under 6, and kids from 6 to 12 go in an activities group of 4 or 5 kids with one buddy, and they go through a thing called School Under the Sea, where we teach them fun educational things, and basically we take them out for about 4 or 5 off-site excursions as well. It's not your regular kids club. It really is a well thought through integrated system that we do. And it's really quite enlightening for the kids. They actually get over a lot of hurdles that they wouldn't with their own parents. A lot of the time parents come back and say, my child is snorkeling, how did you do that? Or they can count from 1 to 10 in Fijian. I could never teach them that. So many, many different layers that we do, but that's just some of it. Tara?
Yeah, Brianna Glenn actually was a panelist on one of the events, and she was saying it was her first introduction with her child to be able to go, and she said the Fijian people, oh, the heart, it was like it's in their veins that they are children whisperers.
It is, they're natural child carers. Their strengths.
Ruth, how about you guys? What's one of your favorite things about Fiji?
The Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort, probably. This is a very, very easy panel for me to sit on, and I was actually just trying to pull up pictures on my phone. I could do a whole day talking to you about some of the amazing experiences I've had at JMC, courtesy of Bart and his beautiful wife, Lindy. And again, one of the things about coming to a resort like Cousteau, you're family. So when you arrive in Fiji, we don't just say welcome, we say welcome home. And let me tell you, you are part of the family from the moment you set foot into the resort. So I learned to dive at Cousteau, just like we saw in the film, from the pool down to 40 feet under the water with a resort dive in about 2 hours. It was amazing. Struble and I have had a little bit of kava and a little bit of wine at the Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort and sat around the kava bowl and sang with the band until the wee hours. But most importantly, like for me especially, I had the honor of spending Thanksgiving at the Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort with my niece and nephew 2 years ago. And it was the most meaningful Thanksgiving I've ever experienced. We had our dinner with the staff and their families, and the meal was laid out on grass mats along the beach. And it's still something that my family, we talk about as just one of the most magical places that we've ever been. And I also do want to give a big call out to the little town of Savu Savu, where Cousteau is located, because in my dream, when I retire from Tourism Fiji, there's a little house down the road from Cousteau. I hope it's still available, Bart. But Savu Savu in itself is just an absolute paradise. So as we all are sort of looking forward to the next adventure, I couldn't think of any place better to be than in Savu Savu, and particularly at the Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort with Bart and my family. Lolomas to everyone, Bart, and to all the girls, and you know, every time I see a staff member, I just woo. So thank you all, and please, it's a place that will never leave your heart.
Oh, well, we have some questions. How long do you recommend staying at the resort, Bart, besides forever? Like forever.
I think the average first time stay is 6 nights, but then when people come back, because we got like a 30% return rate, they stay around 10 to 14 nights, and they say that that's about the perfect time to stay.
What do you recommend also in the area? I think that one of the unique and benefits about Jean-Michel Cousteau is that you're not isolated on an island. You really have, what Ruth said, you're able to experience Savu Savu. Tell us a little bit about that and where combining in the area you can go.
I think it's very important for us to show the local area, because we really pay tribute to the culture and nature, the fragile ecosystem here in Fiji. So therefore, we, as part of our educational system and just to give guests a good time, we take them on 5 off-site excursions throughout the week. So one might be to the local village, and one is to the rainforest, and all, and to a mangrove ecosystem. And they're accompanied by our naturalists, our 2 marine biologists, who will guide those off-site excursions. So it's not like you're in a small area. We can discover Vanuatu, which is a very lush place to be, and tropical, high biodiversity, beautiful snorkeling and scuba diving. What I should mention as well is Namena Island Reserve, which is said to be one of the top 10 dives in the world, is actually just about 40 minutes by boat from here as well. So not only do we have world-class, fantastic diving just locally, but then we've got Namena, which is a jewel in the dive, in global dive site world to go to as well. It's the soft coal capital of the world.
And I know that a little tidbit is Finding Nemo, the Pixar artist.
Absolutely.
Even, I mean, that's how much vividness is brought into life. Not only,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jean-Michel Cousteau actually played a big part in Finding Nemo, the film, and the Pixar artists actually stayed here at the resort to sketch the reefs of Finding Nemo and the clownfish and the anemones and everything else that you see on there.
Oh, I bet every kid is just wanting to find like Nebo and Dory and try as they snorkel around. We do have some questions about opening. I know that we don't have too much information. Bart, but speak us to a little bit about, I know we all want to hop on a plane, but tell us a little bit about where we are with that.
We are ready to open at any time, but we don't know when we're going to open. It's just we don't have a crystal ball. We really want to see you all. But we can't give a definitive answer because we just don't know. But I've got a rollout plan to open the resort as soon as we possibly can.
I guess just from the, I throw in there from the airline's perspective as well, we have a travel ready program that has been put together over the last couple of months. So certainly ready whenever regulations allow us to be ready to operate with all the safety precautions and measures that any world-class airline has in place. We will have those all in place and ready to rock and roll and bring people to Fiji. We can't wait to welcome everybody on board again.
Yeah, and ditto for Tourism Fiji. We are in the throes of creating the Care Fiji commitment. It will be the land portion of all of our safety and hygiene protocols, and the industry is signing up for that so that we are going to be ready when we do reopen. Just reminding everyone that Fiji is COVID free. So that is fantastic. And as Struble and Bart said, we all want to go back. Trust us. Struble and I are going to be fighting for at the gate to get on that first flight out. So I'm also, from a business point of view, I am very bullish on Fiji as a post-COVID destination. We have always offered everything that travelers are going to be looking for, wide open spaces and private beaches and small resorts. That's what we're known for. So once we can go, I know that Fiji is going to be on everybody's radar, and we can't wait to welcome you all home.
Oh, definitely. I do have a question also about scuba diving and diving. How quick can you get certified?
I got certified in 2 hours. I mean, Bart, I'll let you explain the whole thing, but I had an afternoon free and I watched a video with Andy, the silver fox, the dive master. I was in the pool, and about an hour later, I was 40 feet under the water. We were down for about 35 minutes. It fulfilled a lifelong dream of mine. So even if you just do a resort dive and get under the water, it's amazing. But Bart, I'll let you speak to more, real certification opportunities.
Well, that's right, Ruth. You can actually get under the water pretty much straight away with an instructor, a one-on-one instructor. Yeah. And I mean, Jean Cousteau is a legacy name for dive, being a world-class and very, very well-known ocean explorer. So the safety level is second to none. Mm-hmm. But you can do an open water dive course, which is a lifelong ticket, in about 3 days. And you can actually do your theory before you get here, so you're not having to worry about doing study while you're at the resort. Although the instructors can help you through, and kids from 10 can do a junior open water as well. And we often do that. At the resort, we actually certify more people than anyone else in the South Pacific. So that's something to be very proud of.
Very much so. And I think also one of the things that's so special is that you're with marine biologists. I mean, that's you're with somebody who has spent their whole life dedicating to preserving and learning more and all of that, all about the environment there. So I think that's also weaved into your experience on while you're getting certified, as well as while you're underwater. I think that's also a huge part of it. I think we'll probably have time.
We're actually in one of the last. Sorry, Tara.
No, go ahead, you.
I just want to say quickly, we're actually one of the last bastions of the world for beautiful biodiversity, untouched biodiversity, which is something that people can see how it should be as opposed to how it might be later. So it's something just to grab hold of.
Well, I think that's so true. And I think it's also, you're weaving that into so much of the kids program too, that's
Absolutely.
also kind of another site, is that your kids aren't going to a kids club. They're going to a club where they're being immersed in the culture, immersed with each other, with the humanity of the Fijian people. And then with that, the ocean and all that it has to be, it's which I think is just remarkable how you guys have been able to infuse all that together.
And I've certainly seen families leaving the resort where the kids have their arms wrapped around the legs of their Bula buddies and nannies and are crying and don't want to leave. And then the van pulls out and they're in the back window crying.
Yeah.
And it's so emotional, but families have come back over generations, and now nannies at Cousteau are looking after the children of the children they looked after. It's such a beautiful story and such a beautiful experience.
I think best story, Bart, that you shared with me was families that have actually brought their Bula buddies to wherever they are to celebrate their kid's birthday with them, because they love them so much that they just wanted them to be there for that part of it as well. So truly remarkable.
I think
there's this incredible bond that happens in that, and often people can have the same nanny when they come back. And we actually had a 23-year-old guy come for his he'd just been married, he's on his honeymoon. After, when he was 12 years old, by someone who is now the restaurant manager, and she remembered him.
Of course.
And there are many stories like that that really touch your heart.
Yeah, no, so much. I think the last question we have here that we'll have time for too is that, do you have a partnership with any of the other Jean-Michel Cousteau properties?
Jean-Michel doesn't have any other properties, although he does do a program for Ritz-Carlton. We are the only property, and we're not in a chain whatsoever. And he has a very strong hold on our operation. What we do to tick all the boxes to be an eco resort. So we enjoy a very close relationship with Jean-Michel. He's here, not at the moment, but he would be here 3 times a year if he could. And he's still diving. He's 82, but he's still diving. The longest diver in the world. And he's just a remarkable person to be around, a very, very inspiring person, a fantastic orator, and a great champion for the environment in general and oceans.
Yeah, I know. I actually, we've had a lot of agents as well as clients that have even, he's the type of guy that's like, oh, come dive with us when he's down at the property, which is really, he's not somebody who's, at a far distance. He wants to share what he's passionate about.
You know, he would prefer to talk to children than adults. How the Bula Club was inspired. It was inspired by him to teach future generations, to cause a generational change, climate change, and to look after the oceans and just the general natural environment. So that is what the Bula Club is inspired by, his vision. And it's very inspiring to me.
Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Bart. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Struble. Bula to everybody. Everybody on this call, make sure you go to the next session of Every Mother Counts. That was the organization that we did this all for, and to be able to support moms in need. So definitely sign on to that. But it's so exciting to see so many familiar faces saying hi to Bart and saying hi to Struble and saying hi to Ruth. So thank you so much. Miss all your faces in person, but Bula.
Venaka Wakalevu.
Naka, sotatale.
Mode manda.
Mode.